Good morning and welcome to Saturday Morning Comic Talk. This is a show where I talk with top indie creators about whatever the heck I thought up in the middle of the week. And this week we have Aaron's back. He's been on the show many times, but Bruno, it's your first time on, so welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, happy to have you here. So we always start things off with introductions so you can tell us who you are and people can find out. So Aaron, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Aaron Wroblewski. I'm the writer creator of several comic series, Enenra, Blood and Fire, Ice and Bone, Amor Patrice, and my latest one, Pillars of Creation. You can find me on Instagram at Wroblewski Aaron, or Facebook. All my series has their own Facebook groups. So,
all right, sounds good. So Bruno, tell us a little bit about yourself, blah.
Yeah, sure. I suck at introducing myself. So I'm Bruno Catarino. I'm a Portuguese living in London, and been creating comics for. Well, I've been releasing comics for a couple of years, making them for longer than that. You guys know how it is, and latest comics have been Crimson Bay, Cinematic Figments, and now Flame Vault. But
all right,
it's actually nice.
We'll talk about that one when we get to our campaign talk, and you can tell us about the book, about the campaign, and hopefully we get you guys some backers, because I mean that's what we want in the end. Because anyone who's done a Kickstarter recently knows it's an uphill climb the entire way. I mean, unless you're Keanu Reeves releasing a book or something. I mean, there's the exceptions to the rule, but for the small time creators, even if you have an established fan base, it's just like, all right, let's get ready to run up that hill while carrying weights on our back. That's the way it feels for every campaign, but hopefully we get you there. And anytime I have someone on the show, I always make sure I back their campaign as well. So I'll get on your two campaigns once we get done with the show. But for now, we have multiple topics we always talk about when we're doing the show. And today, the first one comes about because I have a music show on Wednesdays, and we covered the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. And we were just talking about what are good musicals, what are bad musicals. And we came up with the thought that there's never really been a good musical sequel. So that's when where our second topic comes about. But yeah, we thought about it, and most of the musical sequels are mediocre to terrible. They kind of range there. But for now, we're looking at what is a good musical. What's a great musical that you love to watch? So Aaron, what do you consider one of the best musicals?
Are we talking about cinema or theater?
You can either way. There's no wrong answer on that one.
Because I did actually see the Lion King, the Broadway show. So I wouldn't say that's a musical, but the Broadway show, it was fantastic. Loved it.
Okay.
I don't generally do musicals, so Wicked is pretty much the only one that comes to mind. It was great. I watched it, on streaming. My wife and son went to see the sequel. They said it wasn't as good as the first one, so I've not watched the second one yet. So I don't really always do this. Every time I come on, it's always music based.
I know.
Music.
I'm here to torture you. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I always go for films. For me, if the soundtrack sucks, then generally the film is gonna not be as great. The Tron Ares. I didn't think. The soundtrack was okay. I just didn't think it hit as powerfully as the Legacy.
Okay.
Daft Punk, their soundtrack was freaking amazing. So you were just kind of wanting that kind of huge sound moment in Ares, and it just never seemed to hit that peak.
Yeah.
So that's kind of me. Soundtrack wise, I look for that in films.
Yeah, and I agree. We actually did cover the Tron Ares soundtrack on my music show, and we kind of had the same thoughts. There were 4 proper Nine Inch Nails songs that were recorded for the soundtrack, and those were strong. but the overall soundtrack was just kind of drony and uninspiring. And it's just, yeah, the Daft Punk one was so strong for what I would say is a weak movie, but a great soundtrack. So
yeah.
Good morning, Dash. So I would agree that the soundtrack.
I don't think
means
I don't think Legacy would be as good if it wasn't for the Daft Punk soundtrack. I think that made the film up a couple of notches. Where if they had a mediocre soundtrack, we'd be saying Legacy was almost on par with the storyline and stuff as Ares. And visually, it's great, but you need that music in the background to kind of like lift you up and like, yeah, get in there.
Yeah. And I think with the Legacy one, what made it stronger, in my opinion, was that it was both. Good morning, Stephen. It had an orchestral and an electronic mixture. Where the newest one with Trent Reznor, and I love Trent Reznor. I am a huge Nine Inch Nails fan, and he's done what I consider great soundtrack work. This just isn't in that level with me. And I think it's because it went for pure electronics. And I think adding an orchestral mix to that would have made it more powerful. So I agree. And music to me in the movie, that's a bad soundtrack will take me right out of the movie. I think of the movie Manhunter. People talk about it. Oh, it's great. It's this Michael Mann movie. You got to watch it. It's the precursor to Silence of the Lambs. It was made before Silence of the Lambs and has the first appearance of Hannibal Lecter, but it's got this god-awful, synth soundtrack that doesn't feel like a horror movie. It feels like a bad 80s movie and takes me right out of the movie. So good soundtrack's important. And in a musical, I think when you were talking about Wicked 2, your family not liking it as much, if you see the play on Broadway, the second half isn't as strong as the first. So I think that's what you find is they're making a whole movie about this, of the second half of the Broadway, stretching it to the point where it's too thin, and then, making a whole movie of that. Their better bet would have been to make one long movie, but of course there's not as much money in one long movie as there is in two. So they're just thinking, make that cash and stretch the story to a point that's too stretched and loses what's great, because the first half of Wicked was longer than the entire Broadway production. So they could have done some trimming, but they didn't need to trim. They made all the money. So what do I know?
Yeah.
All right. So Bruno, what's your favorite musical?
I mean, like Aaron, I'm not a big musical guy. I really like classic golden age cinema, and there's always some good, numbers in those movies. So, directors like John Ford, Hitchcock, they always have in their movies that have nothing to do with musicals, they always have a good musical number. But it's not my thing. I will say this though. You reminded me, well, as I was thinking of this, I thought about a show that is brilliant. And it's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yes.
The show is brilliant. The songs are funny as hell. And I've been listening to basically the music from the show nonstop since, basically all day today. So I blame you for that.
Yeah, and I watched that one. I think it was on Netflix or something, and I didn't realize it was going to throw in all those musical numbers. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good too. So that is a good, use of music that doesn't throw it off. And I think it seems to be the cliche that so many of the shows have to do a musical show. There was a Buffy one, there was a Scrubs one, there was a Grey's Anatomy one, and that's kind of you wonder if that's the moment where the show has run out of its creative juices, or if they can pull it off. And I know the Buffy one is, it's revered now. They screen it every year at San Diego Comic-Con. So it's one of those well-received musical ones. So you can make anything a musical, I guess, because Buffy, Grey's Anatomy, Scrubs, those are the three that I've seen the musical ones of, and you don't think of any of those as musicals, and yet they managed to make them. So yeah, it's pretty crazy when you can do that. And the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, that's what seems just kind of like a standard sitcom, and they somehow make it a musical. So yeah, that's a good one. I hadn't even thought of that. With me, I'm not a huge musical person either. So the fact that I put this question was to kind of pull me out of the comfort zone, because we talked about it. I mean, we were talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, which is a kind of musical because the music's not, stop. I guess it does have one of those stop the actual scene and turn it into music. Most of them are performance music. So they're on the stage, they're singing, but there is that romantic song where the two are singing to each other and there's no stage involved. So therefore it's a musical. But yeah, I was just trying to think, like, what musicals do I truly like? And Wicked would be definitely one of them. I've seen it on Broadway. I've seen part 1 and part 2 of the movies. I think they're good. Even if part 2 is not as good as part 1, it's still an entertaining watch. And for me, it's kind of going before Wicked. I think my top one would always go to Wizard of Oz, because Wizard of Oz, I grew up on it. It was one of those kind of television events. It was event television. They showed it once a year. We didn't have a VHS or anything like that, so there was no way we would be able to watch it if not for it being aired on TV once a year. So Wizard of Oz was the one I grew up with. I watched it every year. I would get excited. The commercials would keep telling me. So it's like, we cannot be anywhere. Friday at 8:00, we must be watching Wizard of Oz. So yeah, that one is the first one I really grew to love. And I don't really seek them out otherwise. I mean, I've gone to Broadway's with my wife. I do love Little Shop of Horrors. I think that's a fun one as well, the Rick Moranis one. So I could throw that in there. But yeah, I'm with both of you. I don't really seek out musicals. So this is taking me out of my own comfort zone, and both of you as well. So sorry to drag you along with me.
I mean, another one that I thought about was School of Rock, which is like, but again, we go back to unconventional musicals.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I guess that's the kind of thing that I usually watch, is the very unconventional musical. But
yeah, and that's another unconventional one, but I love that movie. And I guess you could put in Spinal Tap as well as kind of an unconventional musical / mockumentary. It kind of has both those feels where you get them singing their songs that are more absurd than anything. And now, they ended up touring on those songs, but it's kind of a musical. So yeah, I think the unconventional musical is the one that I would seek out, where when I hear like La La Land, I still haven't watched that. And I know it won awards and then didn't win an award famously, where they called it and it was not the actual winner. But I've never sought it out. I haven't looked at thinking, oh, I got to check this La La Land movie out. Or so many. I think I saw Greatest Showman because everyone told me I had to and the family wanted to. So we did. And I think that's when it happens. When everybody says, you have to see this, you have to see this, and my wife also wants to see it, that's when I end up watching it.
Getting dragged along.
Yeah, if she's indifferent about it, then I just don't mention it. Like, okay, we don't need to say this exists. That's why K-pop Demon Hunters, this cultural phenomenon, and I didn't watch it until we were covering it for the show. So I watched it this weekend. Although teaching, I see all the kids with their K-pop Demon Hunter backpacks and things like that. So it's everywhere, but I didn't watch it until recently. And
it wasn't terrible.
It's not. It's fun. It's entertaining. The songs are catchy, and yeah, I mean it's not bad. So I guess I always think I hate musicals and I watch them. I'm like, okay, I don't hate them. They're not what I go for. I guess you thinking about saying I would seek out a horror movie more, but you have like Sweeney Todd, which is a musical and a horror movie, and that one works. So the more I think about it, the more I do watch them. It's just not as much as I think about. But there's also not a lot of musicals that come out. So you get maybe one a year.
There's, I think what you get a lot nowadays is like the biopic musicals. So, the one.
Yeah, Queen was freaking amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
What was the other one? The
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that
and there was a Bob Dylan one as well.
Yeah. So I guess that's what you get. What gets made nowadays.
Yeah, the unconventional musical where it is based on the music. I mean, the music surrounds the movie and the plot, but it's not, let's stop in the middle of this scene and sing to each other. That kind of musical, you still get it. I mean, Wicked is straight up that, and it's adapted from the Broadway, but I think that the biopic seems to be the kind of gold standard, and that's why we have, I think the Michael Jackson one is coming out Did it come out already, or is it coming out this year?
I think it's this year, isn't it?
Okay, so yeah, there's the Michael Jackson one.
I
So
did
you
watch
get
the
those
play.
kind.
I did watch the play, and it's really good. But yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it came from a play, so that's interesting.
Well, I don't know if it came from a play. There is a play, at least in the West End in London. There is a play of Michael Jackson. I have no idea if the movie is related with the play. But
Okay. Yeah, I know that the movie's about making Thriller, so I don't know if that's what the play was about. So
no, not really. No,
okay,
probably not the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess Michael Jackson has a large story to tell with his life story, so you can do a lot of different things. So this one's coming out. So yeah, another of the kind of unconventional musicals, and yeah, I will probably. I know my wife. Every time we see the trailer, she gets excited. So I'm assuming I will be going to the theater to see that one. So that's the way I see them. Is when my wife really wants them, then we end up there. So all right. So now, when we were talking about the fact that there has never been a good musical sequel, and if you can think of one, let me know, because we thought of the animated ones, and you think of like Frozen 2, not very good, Moana 2, god awful, and then you start thinking of like Grease 2. The musical sequels generally don't work. I think most of them come from Broadway, so they're kind of a fully told story, and you don't get sequels to them. And then Disney sequels are, back in the day, they were always those really Saturday morning cartoon animation, direct-to-video garbage. So good direct-to-video sequels. I don't know if there's a good Disney direct-to-video
because they panic, don't they? They take the time, take years even to write the script, get the first one done, makes a huge amount of money, and then oh shit, we need to do a sequel. And then they take 2 months to spit one out. And it's shit.
Generally, that would sum up why most musical sequels, I guess most sequels in general, suck, because you're taking a story that they've been working on for their entire lifetime, and then someone's like, we need more, and they're just like, oh shit, I hadn't thought of more, but they're backing up this Brinks truck with the pile of money, so I can figure something out. And that's something.
And now everything has to be a franchise, so they make it so the first one leaves it open for more, hoping it does well, but then you don't have a finite storyline. So then the first one ends up not as great because, you leave it way open for more. So why not just make a standalone storyline? If it does well, then you can do another one. It's in a weird. Everyone wants franchises.
Yeah, franchises, cinematic universes. I mean, look, for a while, everyone was trying to launch it. You had the Universal Monsters cinematic universe they were trying to launch, and everything was just bad because Marvel had success, so everyone thought, we want that. But Marvel, the thing about Marvel is they took their time. They built it slowly. DC was like, we want that tomorrow. Like, we're going to make one movie, and that's going to be our cinematic universe, because we're going to squeeze in the Flash. We're going to squeeze in Wonder Woman. We're going to make sure that we get everyone in, and then boom, Justice League, where the first Avengers movie, it really took its time. It developed the characters. It world built.
10 years,
then it came to it. Yeah. I mean, then we can talk about their newest phase and what's going wrong with that. But the initial phase did everything right. And I think that's what was great about it. And then everybody wanted some of that. I mean, they were even trying to make like a Stephen King cinematic universe. And it was just everything I was hearing rumors about was just more and more cinematic universes, because they all wanted what Marvel had. And they didn't realize that you can't just immediately get that. And even you grab Tom Cruise and throw him in the Mummy movie to try to launch it, you still have to actually write a good movie. Tom Cruise isn't going to make it a success just by himself.
I thought it was all right.
I never saw it.
It was all right. I thought it was good. I mean, to be fair, the MCU, before Endgame, not all of them were great hits. Like Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, great. They were not kick-ass great movies. People went to see them still, but they weren't amazing.
But they were kind of self-contained. I guess that's the point, is that it was not like they were not trying. I mean, I guess at the end of Iron Man, you kind of hint at Avengers, but I don't know. I'm going to guess that was more like a hint to see if people buy it than we are planning to do it, right?
Yeah.
And I think all the other movies were like, this is a self-contained movie. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. While these other universes are like, well, we want Marvel money.
Yeah.
So,
And that's the thing. They all want that money. And what they end up doing is just tanking their franchises. So yeah, it's tricky. You gotta find that fine line. And few have. I mean, DC's trying it again with the James Gunn universe, and it's already kind of, you can see, I mean, I think people enjoyed the Superman movie, but
yeah, I enjoyed it.
The money wasn't what they wanted. They immediately thought, oh, if James Gunn takes it over, we're gonna, far surpass the Zack Snyder money. And Zack Snyder movies made money. I mean, people critically, they got beat up, but people still went to see them. So I think that Warner Brothers just wants all the money and they want it now. So we'll see what happens if the James Gunn universe gets killed and they bring back the Snyderverse, or who knows. But we've been talking about
they can't bring it back because everyone's gone.
That's true. Everybody's moved on.
Getting all those actors back into the fold, they're gonna have to throw either a huge amount of money or like book it like 10 years down the road or something like that, because everyone's busy. Everyone's left.
They have careers now.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the cast, whoever cast all those actors and actresses they were spot on. They were, I mean, if they did a proper adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns with Cavill and Affleck and all those actors as older versions, and do a proper version of The Dark Knight Returns, it would be epic.
Yeah, I would love that. Instead of hints of The Dark Knight Returns, which is what they gave us, but it's like, just do the proper story, even if you write it as an Elseworlds kind of thing, but bringing those actors in as they're
do it in
older.
10 years, 20 years time, when they're all at that right age for that comic, it'll be spectacular.
Yeah, I would love that.
But with Zack Snyder?
No,
I don't know. We can grab a new director, because I don't need any more slow-mo in my life.
Oh my god, I watched his what was it, the zombie one? The
28. No, that was Return. No, that was Return of the Living Dead. I think. Was it Return of the Living Dead?
No, it was.
It was a
one with
remake.
Batista.
Oh, with Batista. Oh, the one that's on. Because I was thinking you were thinking of the remake, but that his Netflix one.
No. Yeah, the one in Vegas, and I was like, there's like so many slow motion in it. It's just like, oh my god, just do it normally.
Yeah, and the thing is, he didn't used to do the slow mo. The slow mo stuff started with 300, and then he just that's all he did. That became his thing. It's kind of I mean, I don't get it. It's like J.J. Abrams and his stupid lens flares during the Star Trek movies. It became his signature, and it's not a good signature. People talk shit about it. He's like, you know what? They only talk shit because they love it. So I'm gonna throw more slow mo in there. Like, this fucking movie could have been an hour shorter. Just move it faster. So yes. All right. So we've talked some shit about sequels, but what's a good sequel? What's one of the best sequels? So Aaron, what's a sequel that you think either equals or surpasses the original?
Well, it kind of ties into my Kickstarter. So Aliens.
Oh,
I mean, it's I think it's better than Alien, purely because I'm more of an action. There are horror elements in it, but sorry.
Oh,
just ignore him.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I love Aliens. It's amazing. I just hated number 3 when they basically just killed everybody off.
Man, worst. I think we'll all agree on that.
I was really excited that there was rumors that the District 9 director was going to do an Alien 5, which was going to be a direct sequel to 2 and ignore 3 and 4. And
just like, throw them out. Yeah.
Finally, that's what they should do with Star Wars. But that's beside the point. So another sequel, obviously, Empire Strikes Back, great sequel to New Hope. So I like sci-fi and stuff. So.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing with Aliens is it's a completely different movie, because most of the sequels now, they try to either make it like one or the other. and they don't succeed. And like the last one, was it Romulus? Was that it?
Yeah, Romulus.
It was just like, here, let's just try to do the things that people liked in the other ones, including "Get Away from Her, You Bitch." And I'm like, how did that even come up, dude? That did not work.
It was a good movie, but there were some very cringy moments.
Yeah, it was entertaining enough, but it's just I think it's hard to bring something new to that franchise because James Cameron brought something new. He turned it into a shoot 'em up action flick with aliens, and I love both of them. I think as kind of just a horror buff, I go for the first one because it's quiet dread is what makes it so good. But I could turn on Alien or Aliens at any given time, and if I go in, you know, after this show and I see it's on TV, I'll just watch it through. Where Alien 3, I will, you know, deliberately turn it off. Alien 4, same.
Number 3 has to be the director's cut.
Yeah, the director's cut's good. You can see where without interference, there was a good movie hiding in there, but the studio fucked it all up with their notes and interference and wrecked it completely, where, you know, David Fincher didn't even want his name on it.
Yeah. I mean, they basically screwed the pooch when they just killed off screen the main 2 characters from the sequel.
Yeah, the heart and soul of that movie die off screen.
Yeah, and it's just like, why would you do that? You've got this great dynamic, you know, keep them going, see where it leads and things like that. But I don't know. It's just, I think it would have been better if it was a different character. If they had like a separate alien storyline and it kind of eventually landed on this planet and then made it that, where following Ripley with Hicks and Newt. That's why I like the game. Have you ever played the was it the Colonial Marines where Hicks is alive?
Okay. Yeah.
So that storyline is really good. And the latest one they released about a like an ex-Marine, and she's like a badass. It reminds me a lot of was it the one in Aliens? Can't remember her name now.
I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Have you played the Isolation one?
Yes.
That one is so intense.
So cool. And they're doing a sequel.
Yeah. I still haven't passed that game. I'm like 87% in that fucking Alien. I got like one bullet and one thing of the fire and my flamethrower, and it's just like I try to do the sneak thing and then right from the vent. It's like, son of a bitch. I can not pass the game, so my frustration is just too much.
Yeah. I read somewhere that there's 2 AI in that game. One knows exactly where you are all the time. And it gives hints to the other AI. That's why the alien follows you, because it vaguely knows you're in the area, but the other AI knows exactly where you are all the time. That's why it always tracks you.
That's messed
like,
up.
Something that's cheating.
I know. I'm crawling on the floor and they hear me. It's like, come on now. This is bullshit. But yes, I need to pass it so I can actually play part 2, because it is an amazing game. It's so much fun in a frustrating way where you want to throw your remote against the thing. Yeah, and there you go. There's a great Alien sequel all wrapped up, you know, just modify it. And, you know, that brings back the quiet dread of Alien, which, you know, now bigger and better is what they seem to go for. And, you know, they brought him back, and you got Prometheus and the 2 sequels, and I can live without those as well. But yeah, Aliens, I'm with you. It's a great sequel.
But all right, better than the original.
Oh no, I'm with Bruno on this one. I give my vote to Alien, but Aaron, when we do it, because I'm going to be making a countdown show where we rank things from worst to best. So when I do the Alien universe, you'll be my guy for that one. I'll bring you in and we can talk and we can debate when we get to number 1, because we know we're both.
I'll slate all the other ones.
It's like all the other ones in one lump at the bottom, and then the Alien and Aliens, that's the debate. Are you for the action? Are you for the quiet dread? I'm with Bruno. I'm an Alien one. I go with Alien all the way, but I love Aliens too. Like, you're talking a 9.5 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10. So I'll give them both high ratings, but I do Aliens going on the top by a hair. So what's your top sequel, Bruno?
Oh, so I guess I'm going to tie this a little bit as well to my Kickstarter. So it's going to be superhero related. And I mean, the obvious one is maybe Dark Knight, but I am going to say Spider-Man 2, the Raimi films.
Oh, yes.
Because the first one is good. The 2 is really, really good. And yeah, I'll die on that hill.
I love Spider-Man 2. I mean, granted, 3 falls apart with emo Maguire and, you know, Eric Ford, now Venom, and it's just, oh, what did you do? But 2 is beautiful. I mean, it is a perfectly constructed superhero movie.
Yeah, the villain is great. I mean, I don't think Marvel well, you can argue Thanos, but I don't think Marvel has made a villain with the quality of, you know, a Dr. Octopus in that film, in my opinion.
No, I think that's the biggest issue with Marvel films, is the kind of one-note generic villains. And Doc Ock is such a well-constructed villain, and it it just works on all the levels. And then Marvel just kind of goes with their cookie cutter, I'm angry because you stepped on my foot one time thing with villains. I mean, Thanos aside, Thanos was a good villain, but in general, they may look cool, but they have nothing to them. So yeah, I think Doc Ock was great. And it's funny, so they have to bring him back into the Marvel universe, because like, all right, here's the good villains came from the Raimi verse. Let's bring those guys in. And then Electro for some reason, because I don't know.
I mean, they improved them, to be honest, but still.
They did. He was better than the first time we saw him, but yeah, Electro and Lizard's like, oh yeah, that no one was clamoring for that universe. I mean, I guess like everything, it gets nostalgia. Even the Star Wars prequels get nostalgia now. They get nostalgia from people who were kids at the time, even though people my age look at them as piles of garbage. So
I mean, I think MCU with the villain, like you said, if it's a stupid bad villain, then the movie's going to suck. It's the same with the Bond. You know, GoldenEye was fantastic for a Pierce Brosnan because the bad guy was great. Yeah. The rest of the Pierce Brosnan films, not so good because the bad guys sucked.
Yes.
I mean, you had a news mogul, like there's no news, like bad news. Just shoot him, somebody. It's the same with with every kind of superhero film. If the bad guys suck, then the film's gonna suck.
True. Yeah, and I think you look at like the Ant-Man villains and everything. Oh, they're just so generic. I don't even. What was the first Ant-Man villain? The Hornet or something? I don't know.
No, it was that wasp, that yellow dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the yellow, so it's you look at the bad Marvel ones. So, all right. So let's see. For me, I'll go with, because you guys have named 2 of the ones I would have gone with. I'll go with Terminator 2. I think that is a great sequel to. I love the first Terminator, but I think Terminator 2 kind of amps up everything up, kind of like Aliens does with Alien. It amps up the action because now he's got money, and you give him money, he's going to do things. And, he's going to make whatever he wants because he reached a point now. I mean, and he's got it now with the Avatar sequels where he can do whatever he wants and they'll just keep throwing money at him. But now I was reading that he needs to try to make Avatar movies cheaper and he wants to find ways to do it with AI. I'm thinking, oh, you dick. Everybody already thought you were an asshole, James Cameron. Now you're just getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very touchy subject.
Yeah, and I don't know why someone of his level who, worked so well with practical effects and modernized technology to make these films work, and now he's going to look to AI. That's the last thing anyone should be doing. You're going to murder the film industry that way. So it's going to be a Black Mirror episode before we know it.
So basically they should have stopped giving him as much money much earlier.
Yeah, but the
That's what
problem
I
is
say.
he makes money. I mean, you look at the Avatar movies, and as movies, they're beautiful and they are a marvel to look at, but they are just hollow nonsense, and they're getting longer and less coherent every one. And
I like this new one. I thought it was the best of the bunch.
It's better than part 2, but it's just I think he's trying to juggle too many things, because when he decided to make 5 Avatar movies, it's like, you know what, you could have told this in 3, but now he's saying, oh, we may not release 4 and 5, so I'm just going to do a press conference and tell you everything that happens. So yeah, douche till the end.
So you guys watched the last 2?
I watched the last 2.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't understand where those movies make money, because I don't know a lot of people that actually watch the movies. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I mean, but I don't know a lot of people. I mean, I watched the first one, didn't love it, and after waiting for 10 years to watch, was it 10? No, it was longer. 15?
It was a long
12,
gap
I think it was
between.
12.
Yeah. For the
Yeah.
second one, I had no interest in watching it. So
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know a lot of people watched it, but it made 2 freaking billion. So
Yeah, so people are going. I think releasing it in the prestige formats where it costs more money to get a ticket probably helps those billion-dollar things, because it is a marvel to see in IMAX. I mean, as hollow as the plot was, it's just beautiful in IMAX 3D. So I think some people go like me. I just went because part 2 was amazing to look at. Part 3 was amazing to look at. And he keeps upping it where it's, okay, we're going to see underwater now. We're going to see in the sky. And I think I liked the villain in this newest one, but I think it was trying to juggle too many plots. And I mean, how many times do we have to hear blue aliens yelling out, bro? It's just embarrassing.
I mean, I really liked the third one, because it, like Naturi, the main lass, you realize like she is racist throughout the entire series.
He hates humans,
and then she's like, she has an epiphany, and like it's like great character arcs, and it's actually, for once, he actually does character arcs.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one with her for sure, and Jake Sully becomes more unlikable every movie. It's like, okay, now I want guns, and then all of a sudden now you're giving guns, and it's like, oh, Jake Sully, just shut up. You're a dick father. You treat your son like garbage. You make me angry. But yeah, maybe we'll get growth with him. Well, I guess we kind of did, because like, you're my wingman. I'm like, that came out of nowhere. That wasn't earned. Where her kind of coming to grips with not, hating humans, I think that was more earned. That plot line developed itself. It took its time, where Jake Sully, like the entirety of 6 hours, he's treating his son like a pile of garbage. And then finally, all right, come with me. You're my wingman. It's like, where did that come from? You're an asshole. Your son, he was on the brink of ending his life because you treated him so poorly. Now he's your guy. Like, you dick. Jake Sully, you suck. All right. So now
maybe we should do like an Avatar expansion as well as the aliens.
So. Avatar and aliens. Yeah, I'll just hear me ranting for an hour. So it'll be
stress relief.
Yeah, I'll just yell at Jake Sully for 3 hours.
Do a James Cameron specific one, and you can, get all of it out of your chest about.
Yeah. Oh, because we already spent a good amount of time with me talking mad shit about Titanic. So yeah.
Ooh.
we can add other James Cameron movies to the mix, because here's the thing, I love him as a filmmaker, and I don't even want to say like, oh, well, he's a dick. Yes, maybe, but it works. It gets results, and he makes spectacular movies, and he's always breaking new ground. But yeah, he needs to bring in some other writers, kind of like Lucas. He made these, shiny looking movies for the prequels, but he needs to bring in other writers, because that's not his strong suit. And James Cameron's, he's written good movies, but I think he's better off bringing in some other writers to, the script doctors out there to help polish it and make sure that all of these plot lines, move and flow the way they should.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even though two of us picked James Cameron movies for our best sequel, so there, it's saying we just want more from you. We love you. Do better. I don't want to meet you because you would probably talk shit. He's not a nice person from what I've heard, and that's coming from his actors as well. But he gets results.
I take all that with a pinch of salt. I mean, actors, they're not squeaky clean either. I mean, people are people.
Well, he had an entire crew walk out on him in Aliens. So that takes special dickheadery to get an entire crew to say, we're leaving this production because you're that terrible. And, he nearly drowned his actors. But then the movie's great. So it's like, what can you say? Yeah. You come back because you know.
I don't think James Cameron has had enough hugs in his life. That's what he's missing.
Yeah, bring him more hugs. Well, he's had multiple. Had 5 divorces, so he just pushes those hugs away.
But that's probably quite normal with directors, because I think a lot of directors that are considered assholes, it's probably that they just have a lot of pressure. And that's the being alone in that bubble of directing. I mean, I'm going to say something probably a little bit controversial, but another one that I think probably is in that field is probably Joss Whedon.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah, I think that is probably not so much that he's a complete asshole, is that he was under a lot.
No, he is a complete asshole.
From what I've read about him, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
He's on a new level.
Okay, fair enough. But
and I think that's why he doesn't get movies now. Where James Cameron, they know he's prickly, he is hard to work with, but he gets results. Where Joss Whedon, even if he gets results, I think people are so fed up with him that what have you seen his name attached to recently?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he basically told one of his the actress on Angel, like she said she was pregnant, and he was like, "You're going to keep it? We got a schedule to keep."
Yeah.
Like, what the frick?
Okay,
dude?
Yeah, that's okay. That I did not know that.
That is on a whole different level of assholeness.
The Justice League actors also had nothing nice to say about him. And when he was brought in as kind of the fixer for Justice League, because that's again them looking at, we can get the Marvel money because look, he made Avengers. People like that, bring him in. And that
the scene where Wonder Woman falls on top of Flash, she wouldn't do it. That's not her doing it. That's a body double.
Yeah. And
he refused to go, that's stupid. Why are we doing that? And she refused to do it. And he threatened to end her career if she didn't do it. She said no. So they got a body double in to do it.
Yeah.
So Josh Whedon.
Okay, fair enough.
Like one of those egotistical assholes.
But he is a visionary. That's the thing. He's an asshole. But I mean, you look at Buffy, you look at Angel, you look at Firefly. Those are great.
Firefly's amazing.
And that Firefly is kind of the lesser loved of his stuff, but it is a great series. So he is a brilliant writer, but too much of an asshole to even get work now. That's what's happened with him. Since the Justice League movie, he's become a pariah. So can he come back? I mean, I don't know. Mel Gibson's making movies again, so nothing is impossible.
I mean, even what's the name? Shit, can't remember. Oh damn, I forgot his name. The guy in American Beauty.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, even he's supposedly making a comeback.
Is he? Okay.
No,
I guess
trying to.
I think he's making stuff like in other countries.
He's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, we'll see him on some of these like Tubi originals. He'll be in Transmorphers 2 or something. I just need money. I don't give a shit. I'll work on any script. So someone will hire. But I think in big Hollywood, he's done. And it's crazy because you have a guy who's winning Academy Awards. He's nominated and, considered one of the greatest actors, and he trashed his career. So I don't know. Maybe Joss Whedon can direct the next Kevin Spacey movie and they'll make it direct to Tubi.
To be fair, there's a lot of people that probably could join them that are also that are also terrible people. So
starring Mel Gibson, Kevin Spacey, directed by Joss Whedon. It's like there's the movie that no one will see, but it'll end up released only in like I said in Tubi or one of the free streaming services that also feature god awful movies that are just parodies of popular movies. So yes, that's what we can look forward to one day.
I guess this is getting too much off track, but
that's okay. If you have been tuned in, that's what this show is all about. Getting off track.
Fair enough.
That's where we go.
There is no track.
There is no track. So let's just jump off a cliff. No,
let's do it.
I mean, if I wonder if a guy like Stanley Kubrick would have a career if he worked these days, right? Because the whole thing with Shelley Duvall, I think that was her name.
Yeah.
Shining.
Berated her to just no ends.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if a guy like that was notorious for treating people like shit for getting the results. Thing is, he did get the results, but people almost had breakdowns because of him. If he would work today,
he basically destroyed Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's marriage by the way he pressed them and tried to make them jealous of each other. And I mean, if you listen to or watch the behind the scenes stuff of Eyes Wide Shut, he was terrible. I mean, it was taking absurd amounts of time to film it and just a terrible experience. But I think had he lived, people still would have signed up to do it again, because he's such, people think, all right, it may be terrible, but the results are going to, I'm going to be immortal as, in a Stanley Kubrick movie. So you have to wonder, I think he would still get it because he was notoriously horrible to work with, but people would line up to do it. So
there's going to be a payday at the end of it.
It's, even if it's not the payday, it's that street cred where they're probably thinking more, I'll get nominated for an Academy Award. This will be my moment to finally win that little statue, because it eludes people like Tom Cruise, who's big action guy. So he goes to do a Stanley Kubrick movie, and it takes 2 years of his life away trying to get it done.
He wasn't that much of an action guy back then, was he?
I guess done
Mission Impossible.
No.
I
think he had just done the first one, or maybe the first two. Now that's what he does. He makes action movies and shows off his running form. Like, a new Tom Cruise running.
That pays that's probably like $1 million a second every time he starts running.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a good runner. I will say that. He's got solid form. I coach track. I can say, like, we could just watch video of Tom Cruise. Like, here's the form you want. Follow this form. The Tom Cruise form will get you where you need to go quickly. And he needs to show us at least, like, he's going to run when he could take a car. Sometimes there's vehicles there. He's like, fuck it, I'm running. And he'll go run a mile. It must be a contractual thing. Like, all right, Tom Cruise will be allowed to run in every movie for a minimum of, 45 seconds uncut shot. So that, I don't know. That's something else we can do. We can rank every Tom Cruise running movie.
Hey, that's what you should do in one of your shows. Is like do a Tom Cruise ranking marathon.
Yeah, every Tom Cruise movie. Wow, starting with Risky Business all the way to, I guess, the last.
Do you start from the start and go forward, or do you just start from the fresh stuff and work your way back?
I don't know. I don't know. You gotta get Legend in there eventually, and some of his lesser known stuff.
I really like Legend.
It's a good movie. I like that one too. Great design. I think is that Ridley Scott?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So let's move in to our next topic. We've spent a lot of time and gone on a lot of tangents, but Bruno, that's something on this show. We never worry about tangents. We go with the flow and follow it where it may take us. Because our next one, we're going to talk about, you're going to curate a musical festival. So, I'm in California, so Coachella is the big musical festival out here. There's plenty of great ones in Europe. Bonnaroo, I guess, would be the one closest to yours, Aaron, because that's in Nashville. I don't know if it's in Nashville. It's in Tennessee somewhere. I think it's more on the outskirts. So you're going to get to pick the headliner or headliners, name as many bands as you want. I don't care. So you're going to pick some headliners, the big font bands. If you ever look at musical festivals, there's the big font bands, and then there's the tiny font, get out your magnifying glass bands. And those tend to be the ones that I love. I'm here for the magnifying glass bands, but we're going to pick the headliners of this show. So who's going to headline? You want to pick some tiny font bands? Do that as well. So Aaron, who is your headliner for your festival?
I've actually been listening to a lot of my playlist. Coldplay, Ed Sheeran, and Snow Patrol.
Okay. That could be like a 3-day. There's your Friday, Saturday, Sunday big font headliner. So I could see that.
Yep. Yeah, because I used to listen to Snow Patrol when I was, out in clubs and things like that when I was a bit younger. So I actually found my old music and started listening to them a bit more. So you're like, oh, I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, that's for me. My daughter got a CD player. She loves playing CDs and also loves music from 80s and 90s. So I pulled out all the CDs from the garage, and she's tearing through those. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. She's discovering bands like Sonic Youth and Built to Spill that she would have never spent any time on because they weren't the big mainstream ones. So it's kind of fun watching her discover music through my music collection, because I pretty much moved all those to vinyl, and I have a giant collection of vinyl because I don't even have a CD player. Stupid PS5 fucking thing won't even play CDs. I don't know how you make a disc driven thing that won't play standard CDs, but Sony, you suck.
Yeah.
All right. So Bruno, who are you going to use to headline your festival?
I mean, for me, that's a really difficult question, because I pretty much listen to the magnifying glass bands.
Yes.
I almost listen to no mainstream music. I mean, if I had to choose one headliner, Linkin Park is probably the one.
Okay.
Because, large, big name, that's probably what I still listen to. Other than that, it would be like smaller bands, stuff like Hailstorm, 3 Days Grace, Carnival, that sort of stuff.
Nice. Yeah. See, I'm here for the magnifying glass band. So there's actually a really good festival in Las Vegas, and it's basically taking these magnifying glass bands and making a festival around them, where the headliners were Jimmy Eat World, Minus the Bear, and I'm trying to think of who the third headliner was, but these aren't big name headliners. Jimmy Eat World was kind of the biggest headliner of those, and then it's just a festival loaded with the best magnifying glass bands that you could possibly get. And yeah, they do it every year. Every year I keep thinking I need to go, and I don't. And next year I think I'm going to just get there, because it is a spectacular festival. It's called Best Friends Forever. We had one of the bands that played it. We had them on my music show, and I was trying to get to weasel my way into a ticket, but they were like, that's the one show we can't get you a ticket for. So yeah, Jawbreaker. So it was Minus the Bear, Jawbreaker, and Jimmy Eat World were the headliners, and then you had bands like Cursive and Bear vs. Shark and Pretty Girls Make Graves, and just bands I love were working this one. And yeah, it was so good, but I don't know how it can sustain, because it doesn't have any of the hipster factor that something like Coachella would have. I mean, yeah, me and Bruno are going to go, but are you going to be able to fill 30,000 people with these, microscopic bands? Because yeah, I mean, I love those bands, but I think there's not enough people like me that live for the small bands out there. So
I suppose it would depend on how much the ticket is, though.
They're actually insanely affordable. I think it's $200 for the weekend, and that's a really good price for the amount of bands you get. And if you buy them in the early bird, I think it's like $160 for the weekend. And if you want the VIP, I think the VIP is $300, and it includes a special show by one of the headliners in a small club. So, I mean, it's set up in a point where, yeah, for $100 a day at the maximum, you're going to see 4 days of shows. You're going to get to see one of the headliners in a small club, and you're going to get lots of good, small font bands that I just love. So yeah, that's what I would love to go to. I need to do it next year. I need to just bite the bullet. For me, it's like a 4-hour drive. So I think I got to bite the bullet, do the 4-hour drive, and go to all 3 days of that.
So it's a 3-day festival. Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a 3-day festival.
But it's in Las Vegas, right?
It's in Las Vegas, yeah.
I'm guessing that staying there can't be cheap.
No, but I have a sister who lives in Las Vegas, so staying there can be free. So that's the beauty of it, because she's already said, yeah, feel free to come and crash on my couch, and she likes these same bands. So good afternoon, how's it going? So she likes the same bands that I like, and it's crazy because this is kind of a wild story, but I didn't even know I had a sister until like 2 years ago, and we started talking and discovered that we love the same music, and out of nowhere, because we both like the microscopic small print bands. And how many people do you know that even I start naming bands I go to see and people just roll their eyes like, who the hell are you even talking about now? But I mean, that's my passion, is just trying to find unknown music. But if I'm going to do a festival, I'm going to get like Radiohead. I'm going to throw them on top, because even though Radiohead is a large font band, they still kind of play like one of the small font bands. They're experimental. They're interesting. They never get boring. And then I'll grab another big font band and try to get a reunion of the Talking Heads. So that would be something I would love to see, because it still hasn't happened. David Byrne probably could get a truckload of money, but doesn't care. He made enough when they were touring originally that it's not about the cash grab thing. Because I know for a fact they've offered ABBA absurd amounts of money to headline Coachella, and they just don't care. They're like, we don't need the money. We're not going to do it. But I guess, there's my 2 big headliners. I'll get Radiohead, I'll get the Talking Heads, and then trying to think of who I would get for a third, because I'm more thinking of like, who do I want to be my small font bands, because that's the stages I'll hang out at most of the time. But yeah, I mean, I'll definitely, I got my third. I'll throw The Cure as the third headliner. So there's my 3 days of headliners: Talking Heads, Radiohead, and The Cure. And I think that's a solid, not they're mainstream, but they still have credibility. So I'll throw them in there. And then we have a band coming on this week called Shallow Water. They're one of my small font bands. The Mars Volta, bringing at the drive-in reunion while you're at it. So those are the ones I would love to go see. Mr. Gnome. So I'm going to start curating the little font and have a good time with that. But yeah, there's my 3 headliners. Mainstream, but still enough credibility to be good. All right.
The mainstream is what gets people there anyway. So,
that's you gotta have those names to get them there. So I guess that's the tricky part, is you have to have the mainstream to get them there, but they need to be small, or not even small enough, just enough credibility that you could have those smaller kind of bands and make it work. Where Coachella now is always going for the big splash, like, ooh, Beyonce, ooh, Lady Gaga. And they're not even, when it first started, it was more about, the first year it was Tool, Rage Against the Machine, and Beck were the 3 headliners. And those ones, you could still curate, good indie stuff around there. And now with it being, Lady Gaga and, I don't even know. I look at the names and I'm like, fuck, I'm just old. I don't even know these people.
Well, I mean, usually the problem. So there's this thing in Portugal called Rock in Rio. I don't know if you heard of it. I mean, it's basically, I think it came from Brazil, and they just copied it. Mm-hmm. But, it's called Rock in Rio. And nowadays you see maybe like 2 or 3 bands that are rock.
Yeah.
Everything else is like, Ed Sheeran,
pop.
Beyonce,
So not rock bands. Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's literally in the name of the festival, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just morphed, and that's what I worry about with the Best Friends Forever. Now it's gone on for 2 years. Both years were great, and now I'm gonna finally get in there for the third year, and they're gonna Coachella it, and it's gonna be just these big name bands, and that's my hope, is that it doesn't turn into that. But I think there's enough festivals out there. Having one that's just kind of for the nerdy indie kids, hopefully it sticks around. So that's my hope, because I am like you, Bruno. I'm a small print guy. I want the ones that you can barely read the name, and that's when you start getting excited. So yes, next year I will be in Vegas and watching hopefully a good indie festival, and not, like you said, not the big money would have been the hotel, but now I have that problem solved, and I'll actually have someone to go to the show with too, because my wife would not be down to see that many small print bands in 3-day span. All right, so let's move on to our final topic, and this is where I let you two promote. So you both have active Kickstarters right now. So let me get. I think I have Aaron's up. Let me get yours, Bruno, so we can share those, and you can tell us what it's all about. All right, so hold on one second. All right, so one second, and then you can tell us all about it. This is the squinty portion of the show when I try to run things, and I'm never the best at it. All right. My vision sucks. We've talked about that in previous shows. After my eye surgeries, it's like I can see, but it's not the best. So we're going to share. First, we will share Aaron's, and that is Pillars of Creation. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So let me get that up, and you can tell us all about it.
Cool.
Okay. So, all right, tell us about this campaign.
So Pillars of Creation is my homage to science fiction horror. It follows a planetary survey team. So they go to barren, lifeless planets to carry out surveys for planet cracking and mining. And on their way home, they are woken early from cryosleep by the corporation because another team has gone missing. So they're tasked to go and investigate. Hannah, one of the crew, is told that her partner is one of those missing. So she's desperate to find out what's going on. Obviously, when they go planet side, not everything goes according to plan. So it's a 12-issue storyline. So this is issue 1. I'm doing a black and white special edition too. I'm doing a hardcover, and nice. Various add-ons. Internal pages are done by Caleb Addy, who is phenomenal artist. He's doing a great job.
I love this artwork.
I wanted to capture the kind of the Aliens Event Horizon kind of vibe. So that's the kind of route that I'm going. All the covers are wraparound.
Okay.
So that's the black and white cover for the special edition. So the internals will be black and white too. And then that each issue I'm trying to do like a homage to a certain science fiction film. So this one is Event Horizon.
Nice.
So some of the wraparounds, some of the variant covers are really cool, and I'm doing Virgin covers too.
Yeah, I see each one has a Virgin alternative. So, and this one will be the black and white version.
So if it's a black and white, this black and white one is just the normal version.
Okay. I love these covers there. I love that you did all wraparounds. That's going to look really great when you go to print on those.
Yeah, so that one is a bit different. So the way I've set the characters is like the spine splits them apart. So they're holding hands. One character's on the back, one character's on the front. So it's kind of a theme of the storyline that they're together, but they're actually apart.
Mhm.
If it works, I'm really hoping it does when it prints. But that's the idea. So I've got
Nice.
one separate, and I've also got a version where they're actually both on the front cover as well. So
Okay, there's that one, and that one's just another wraparound one.
Yeah.
So that is so. My question is, you're doing a lot of variant covers. I usually do a good amount of variants as well. What kind of print counts are you going to do for the different variants?
I'm probably looking at 25.
Okay.
Of,
That's normally what I do as well, because you don't
Yeah.
want to print too many. You want to keep them rare for the collectors out there, and 25 seems to be that kind of perfect sweet spot.
But the printer I'm doing, you can do as many variants as you want within the main body. So if only like 10 people get variants, then I might just print 10, and just print on demand as the series goes. So I'm thinking of that, just not setting any kind of specific number. It's just like however many print you get, but the hardcover is only 25. That's it. So when they're gone, they're gone.
You're doing a hardcover for just this issue. Wow, that's great. And where are you printing the hardcover at?
It's is it Mixam?
Okay, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did the Immortal Era hardcovers there. They do a great job. They are extremely meticulous. I mean, they will not let you go to print until it's perfect, and that you can't say that about all the printers out there. So many printers, like, we got your money. Whatever happens, that's on you. You fucked up. We don't care. They guided me through, because it was a whole new process getting a hardcover done, because your layouts have to change. You have to be able to account for the spine that eats up chunks of the artwork. And I just submitted the pages like I did to the soft cover, but a soft cover, it's more malleable. You can open it up almost to a full opening, where a hardcover, there's points where the spine's eating a good 1/4 inch of your printing. So you have to add these zones, and they walked me through it and told me they called them gutter zones. And it's just plain white or plain black that will account for the spine. So you go in, and there's on Adobe, there was a filter you can use that does it automatically. It just adds it to the alternating side. So you get an opening book that prints clean and, and readable. So they were great. They walked me through it. They even found a typo. I mean, the fact that they were reading that carefully to find a typo on one page, and like, editor, come on now, step up your game. But the fact that they caught it, where so many printers would not even bother looking at your stuff. I mean, I guess this turned into a friggin' Mix'em commercial, but it's there.
I mean, I've heard good. I've heard good things about them. Yeah. So I also they do large prints, because I do posters for my artwork, and they do like massive sizes as well. So I'm thinking some of this artwork would be amazing on on a huge wall poster.
Yeah, not just an 11 by 17, but like movie poster sized.
Proper size. So they're a bit pricey, but I mean they do shipping and stuff. So in general, I can give them out to all the backers. So if someone wants a huge poster sized image, then they're out there. I can give them to them. So this is the first time using the site, and I've heard good things. So I'm excited to use it if I get funded.
My experiences were great. So let's get this thing funded, people. You need to get in here. This is going to be good. If you've read Aaron's work before, you should know that he's not going to bring his B game right now. He's bringing his A game like always. And you got shirts. I love that. I
actually have some shirts here actually.
Ooh, cool. Let's check them out. Let's pull this off.
So I've got this one.
Hold on, I'll make you bigger. There we go. That looks great.
So I got that one. And I got this bad boy too. One of the special ones.
I love it.
Can't see.
We see it. I put you on the full screen, so
Okay.
that way we could see the shirt, not have the teeny version of it.
It's like one of the poly bags you can get as well.
Oh, I love that.
So I got. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. You put a lot into it, and it's just I think like anything, the first issue is tricky to get people invested in. And then once you've done that, they know, okay, I like the series. I like where the story's going.
Yeah.
And, get them in there because it's going to be a 12-issue series. And
I mean, that's why I try and put like extra into the merch because I even like have these little these tags, the ID tags. I've got so because I know the merchandise does help, especially like issue 1 get over that funding goal.
Yeah.
I think a few people have mentioned I probably should have waited a month. Going straight after New Year is probably not the greatest idea, but it was like I was itching to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I launched my floaters one in mid-November, and it's not an opportune time to launch anything, but just once you just get it to that funding spot, and then okay, next time I'll launch it in March, or I'll launch it in June. I mean, I know there's always the months to avoid, and yet I end up launching in them anyway, so you can't teach us anything. We'll just launch.
Nope.
We're going to launch when we launch, but I like all the different shirts you have. So are you going to do those? I know you have a few on hand. Are you going to print the rest on demand? Because you have so many different colors.
Yeah.
Trying to keep all that in stock would make you lose your mind. And
it's all on demand. So I did have a couple just to show off what it looks like in real. And the quality of the t-shirts are really good. Great. I have to admit, the you can crunch it all up. It's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Can I ask you where you're printing those?
Yeah, I'll. It's was it Printful? I've got the website. Hold on. I'll.
No rush. I just they look really cool, and it's something that I've been thinking for a while, and
yeah, Printful. I'll send you the link.
I definitely.
I mean, I get the hoodies. They have like a large volume of different types, and the first one I did, it was like the cheaper t-shirt. Wasn't really it wasn't bad, but it wasn't as great as I thought it could be.
Yeah.
And I did that for an Enra. So I went up a couple of tiers in the t-shirt department, so it costs a bit more, but the quality is far better.
Nice. Yeah, I got to try that. My printer that I used for the shirts, they used to be local, like 5 miles down the street, and now they've moved quite a bit farther. Now they're like a 2-hour drive away, and the prices are higher. So I mean, I have to charge a lot more for my shirts because they're costing me a fortune. And no matter what I do, it seems they raise their prices, and I charge an amount, and now that amount won't cover it. So I will definitely look at the place that you used, and we even have some 3D models. That's cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the printer is not playing, so I don't have any physical. I was hoping to have it done, but they're currently being printed right now. So hopefully in a week I'll have them so I can show.
Nice. And if you want to add anything that I have in your free comic bundle, you are free to do so. Just let me know which one you'd want to use.
Sure. Yeah, I've got up to like 150 backers taken care of. So if I get into stretch goals and stuff, then
just let me know.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So this is live. How many more days does it have to go?
20, I think. 20 days.
Not bad. All right. Good afternoon, I guess. Morning here, afternoon most places. And then Bruno, what's the time with you right now?
It's almost 7.
Oh, okay. So that's
it's not too bad, but
no.
It's almost evening.
All right. So let me pull yours up, Bruno. so you can tell us all about it. Okay, so yours is Flame Volt.
Mm-hmm.
And let me grab that. All right, so tell us about Flame Volt.
Ooh, right. That number was deceiving, but it's in dollars, so I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that I had like a jump in a few.
No, it just auto converts.
Yeah, it's just in dollars. Yeah, so Flame Volt is my first superhero series, and I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. So in this world, superheroes just become a thing overnight. So it's think Walking Dead, and I pitch it as Walking Dead with superhumans because it's that kind of, you wake up one day, the world has changed. How will the world adapt? So it's as much as there is classic superhero, but it's very much about how does that affect the world? The fact that suddenly superheroes were never a thing, people with destructive powers, with powers that can shake power structures, can influence the economy. So how does that affect the world? It's very much kind of like thought experiment sort of thing. And basically the main character is or basically there's this backstory about a new substance that's kind of found, kind of like dark matter, dark energy, but this is what causes so the evolution. They call it the miracle stardust, and billionaire starts using that in research, obviously, how to monetize that, and there's an accident. And on the back of that accident, protesters kind of join to protest against. So that's basically that page explains, what the miracle stardust is, and how it influences evolution. So yeah, basically, the main character is an activist who is part of a protest where, strangely, a man falls off the sky without getting hurt, and leaves someone else, and just leaves. And in that accident, he kind of finds a way to just get in and try to get some evidence that they are actually testing with this substance, even though they keep denying they are. But as he does that, he causes this chain reaction that basically gives superpowers to a lot of people. A lot of people simply just melt in an event that will be known as, well, obviously the melt. And it's really that's basically the origin of how it all starts. So yeah, you can see over there. Sorry, you can just go a little bit up over there.
Sure.
So yeah, basically references. Yeah, it's,
Sorry.
if you like classic superhero stories like, Dispatch, Invincible, but also like dystopian stories, Walking Dead, Children of Men, so that kind of stuff. If you like a couple of those, you probably would like Flame Volt, because it's very much that vibe.
Nice.
So does he wear flip-flops the entire series? Like in Children of Men?
No, not here. But yeah, that's basically the team. Yeah, there's two variant covers on top of the main cover as well. And yeah, it's a 24-page book. This is issue 1, and I'm currently working on issue 2, but I plan to have this running for a really long time. I have a lot. Yeah, it's I have a lot of story to go for a really long time.
Yeah, so it's going to be an ongoing series, and I mean, you're starting with issue 1, obviously, but when are you thinking of story arcs to build into trades and things like that?
Yeah. So I think I will be focusing more on Crimson Bay this year, but I do want to get a few issues of Flame Volt as well. Yeah, I don't want people to just back issue 1 and then have to wait for a year or 2 to get issue 2. No, not at all. I kind of want to just start getting things rolling. Also, because it's the first arc should be 5 issues, and there's a lot of surprises coming.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, looks fun. I'm gonna put the 2 links in there, so that way people can go and grab a copy of them. So this is our first one, or actually this is what we just talked about, Flame Bolt. And then let me grab Aaron's and put that up there as well. The Pillars of Creation. So we get those both in there, so you can go and check those out. Grab your own copies of these, digital or physical. You can get them either way. Lots of great variant covers in both of these. So yeah, and some of them might be super rare. With Aaron's, those who order will be the only ones that ever own a copy of those ones. So I like that idea. It's like, you know what? Snooze, you lose. If you jump in by issue 3, you're like, damn, I'd love that cover. Like, nope, I printed 14 of them, and that's the end of that. So
yeah, so that's what I mean. The hardcovers, I'm only doing 25. I'm keeping one, so really there's only 24
available. For people to actually own. Yeah, and that's the way I usually do it. And then I have people that have come in later to my series, and they're looking, oh, do you have that variant from issue 1 or issue 2? I'm like, those are long gone. If you don't grab them when they are out, a lot of times you'll never see them. They never even make it to my table at cons, because there's certain ones that have sold out through the Kickstarter. So some of them never make it to anywhere besides, like you said, I keep one for myself, and the rest end up just, you know what? If you grabbed them on the Kickstarter, that's the only way you can actually guarantee you'll get one. All right. So these 2 campaigns are live right now. How much longer does yours have, Bruno?
11 days. I'm doing
Okay.
I'm doing a 15-day only because, well, first because it's January, so basically what we were talking earlier, and also because I released I did something different with this campaign, which was I did not release originally on Kickstarter. I released that Thought Bubble, the main cover, and basically I'm using Kickstarter to launch the 2 variant covers.
Nice.
Of course, the main cover is still available, but I'm kind of trying a different thing, and so I thought 15 days sounds right.
Yeah, that's a nice sweet spot, and it's funded, so now it's just getting stretch goals, getting bigger and better. So yeah, I'm happy to see that. So yeah, thank you both for being on. We're going to wrap things up by having one last telling us where we can find you. So Aaron, where can we find you on the social media world?
On Instagram, I'm pretty much there daily, at Wroblewski Aaron. You can find all my series on Facebook. So Anenra, Pillars of Creation, Blood and Fire, Ice and Bone, and Amor Patrice all have their own Facebook groups, and I just post, random updates and things like that, teasers for upcoming stuff. So find me on there.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Bruno, where can we find you in the social media world?
Mainly Blue Sky these days, really. So at Bruno Catarino, so first, last name, one word. And Facebook as well. But yeah, that's mainly the 2 platforms that I'm using at the moment.
All right. And you can find me under Finish Line Comics on all the different social media platforms. And I'll be back on Wednesday talking with Tristan from the band Shallow Water. We did a almost hour-long interview with him, and we're going to be showing that on Wednesday's show, and then Dash and I will come on afterward and give our thoughts on this album. Spoiler alert, we both loved it, so I generally don't bring on bands unless I love their music first, because I have a hard time faking. So if they ask me what I think and my face starts to get all like I start looking down,
it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it was music for sure.
Yeah,
so.
I love the end when it gets to the silence part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that end, perfect. So, all right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you on Wednesday.
If you missed the live viewing of any Meg production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. Madness Entertainment Group.